His cowboy boots clocked on the wet pavement, where streams of neon oozed like the rivers of hell. A fog had drifted over San Francisco, blanking out the stars. With it had come a stinging drizzle, and diamonds of Pacific rain glittered in the man's sandy blonde, crew-cut hair. He walked along Broadway, east into the heart of the tawdry Tenderloin, brushing past grinning Japanese businessmen, hayseed gawkers, and tourists with a taste for the wildlife. Here it was to be tasted. The neon signs and gaudy flashing lights stood like the gates into another world, announcing the wares that lay within the dark domains. The man in the cowboy boots stopped, a gust of wind riffling the knee-length brown canvas coat he wore. His dark brown, hollow-socketed eyes scanned the signs. Girls and boys live on stage, dominant females in black leather, sorority girls in heat, all sizes, all flavors. At the outer corners of his eyes were 3 small crimson teardrops, tattooed on the smooth, pale flesh as if he were weeping drops of blood. He went on, past the open doors that bellowed loud rock drumbeats and snared knots of gaping Japanese, his thumbs hooked in the ornate silver buckle of his belt, and his pace began to slow. Just past the all-nude, all-crude honeys parlor was the sign he'd been seeking. It announced, "Porno Queens want to meet ya," and had glossy pictures of attractive, though heavily made-up young women covering the front window. Captions identified some of them, names like Tasha Naughty, Kit Catton, Easy Breeze, and Paula Bunyan. The man, who was of indeterminate age, possibly in his late 20s, regarded the photographs for a moment. Then he looked down at the sill where dead flies lay and one was still feebly kicking. This must be the place. He strode through a red door into a corridor where a burly Chicano man sat reading a Slash-Maraud comic book behind a caged-in ticket booth. "$10, the Chicano said in a bored voice. He didn't put aside the comic. "You want to meet anybody special?" "Yes," the cowboy said in a toneless, whispery voice. "Easy Breeze." The sound, like the hiss of a snake, made the Chicano look up. He stared at the tattooed teardrops. "You see something you don't like, amigo?" "No. No, man." The Chicano shook his head and sat up a little straighter. The crew-cut guy was lean, about 6'2" or 6'3", and he looked like a dude you didn't want to mess with. "Yeah, Easy's in here, man. You want to party?" "Maybe." Easy was in a movie called Super Slick, wasn't she? "She's been in a lot of flicks, man. She's a star."
"I know that. I saw her in Super Slick."
He glanced toward another red door further down the corridor. From beyond it was a bass-heavy boom.
"I want to meet her."
"You go in there and sit down, man. Enjoy the show. If Easy's on stage, you ring her number. If she's not, she'll be up in a few minutes. $10, okay?" He tentatively tapped the countertop. The cowboy took a wallet from the inside of his duster, opened it, brought out a $10 bill, and slid it through the bars. A light sheen of sweat had begun to glisten on his bony face. "Tipping's extra, man," the Chicano said. "Easy ain't cheap."
"Neither am I."
The cowboy smiled faintly, but it was a cold smile. Then he strode on toward the door, and the Chicano hit a switch that unlocked it. The cowboy went through, and the door locked again as it swung shut.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.